行くぞ。Genocide Kata!
Hello everyone, what's happening? This is Forgo, and today we're going to talk about Immortal Vulkan and what a freaking pain in the rear this thing is. But before I get into that, something I missed in the last video was that we do have an Athena and Wonderland event going on, which is great. We'll be able to get free Andy, the new Andy here, which is really sweet, plus all these little rewards. Very cool. You got some fighter tickets, capsules. Really cool. I can't believe I actually missed this, but I was in a hurry yesterday, so my apologies for that. But this is fantastic. What I'm probably going to do is I'm probably just going to wait the 3 more days, and then I'm just going to farm all this all at once myself. Make sure you put all these characters on your team so you can increase the chances of gaining coins and score gains, so you can increase your points at a faster rate. The exchange shop won't be available until after 5 days. So when that happens, then we can see what's in here. So Immortal Vulkan is once again another royal pain in the frickin' rear. It is a red type, so blue fighters do have the advantage. You guys can see the score that I was able to get. I was almost able to get 96 million, which wasn't bad. I think I could have done better, but this is the teams that I used. And you definitely want to have a PG rate leadership. You definitely want to have PG rate leadership, like so. Power charge rate by 20%. And that's the key word, rate. Make sure you have that. That way you can increase your PG game faster. I don't think the Tekken set and the Ryu sets are really helping at all, because the way those things work, if you look at the Tekken set, oh wait a minute, go in here. If you look at the Tekken set, it is obtains 3% power upon landing a critical hit. That's 3% gain. It's not rate. So I don't think this thing is helping at all, because whenever I tested with the Tekken set and without the Tekken set, I didn't notice any difference at all in the PG gain of my characters. The same with the, if you take a look at the Ryu set, see if I can find one of those cards real quick. See, one of the Ryus. It says obtains 2% power upon landing an active skill. And obtains is gaining. It's not a rate increase. So this card set, I actually tested it, and it just didn't seem like I was gaining any power gain at all. It just seems like the leadership is the only thing that really matters, which is kind of a bum deal. Now, these are the teams that I used. I used the red team here because they're on the same level playing field as old Pecker here. And, you know, K here, you saw that I was using the Ryugo set because he can actually die pretty easy. He has no immunity. Maybe you could throw an Akane set. Maybe he could last long enough until them last 2 seconds of immunity. Then we have Pretty Big. Pretty Big is essential because she deals poison damage. On your first team, you really want to have characters that deal poison damage because they're going to weaken the opponent. You know, you got first, when attacking a poison enemy, increase the enemy's received damage. So this is just the first team. This is the second team. So I also have the Rock, because we're actually going to get PG gain from K-Dash here. Rock here, what I did for him is I actually am using the Elizabeth set, which does give him, well, he gets PG. He gets PG from one of these cards, 2% PG, which actually helps. And then I do have a Yentama card on him, which gains power by 2.5% upon landing an active skill. I'm going to have to further test this, but I don't know if this card's really helping, to be perfectly honest. I might have to take this off and just throw another cooldown card and see if that would actually be better, because, again, the rate is what seems to be improving, not the gain, which is pretty effed up. Pretty effed up. I was only able to use, unfortunately, I wasn't recording when I did this run. I accidentally went too far, so I do apologize for that. But I will show you guys the gameplay in another video. But the Rock, I was only able to use the special one time, just one time. Now K and Pretty Big used theirs multiple times, and Pretty Big, I don't even have a 5 PG card on her. This team here was able to score around 30 million, I believe, around 30 million. And this team here scored, you know, the rest of the remaining amount, which was about 65, 66 million. Now, in the second team, You need, significantly increases blue element fighter's attack when removing burn status by using HP recovery effect. So you want to have blue fighters, and you want to make sure you have a character that can remove burn effect by having an HP recovery. And guess what? Lo and behold, Leona. Leona 12 and Orochi Leona both have HP recovery, which is crazy. Recovers HP equal to 3.7% of damage, blah, 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 upon landing a critical hit. So because of that, because she's a blue fighter, she's actually extremely relevant, which kind of sucks for a lot of us because Leona just wasn't that good. So a lot of us, we took her memories and we were using them for other blue fighters, which I'm also guilty of this as well. So I only had one memory. I had like 3 or 4 of these memories, and now I don't have any, which is a bum deal, but that's the name of the game. That's a risk you take whenever you use those memories. And now I truly regret it because she is extremely good for this. Putting a 1-star, by the way, I'm running the Ryugo set on her because she dies super easy because she's only 1 star, has no capsules. But putting her on this team gained me about 15 million points compared to a 4-star Mukai. That's how much of a difference it made. Putting a 1-star Leona on the team versus a 4-star Awakened Mukai. And it gained about 15 million points. That's a massive, massive gain. Of course, Gintoki for his leadership, increase all fire attack by 30% and HP by 10%. I'm actually going to end up taking out, I might take out either Zero or Gintoki. And I'm going to end up putting the new Kyo Rio 14 because he has that amazing leadership that gains PG gain, or has that PG rate gain by 20% and a 45% increased attack to blue fighters. So Rio would actually be an excellent leadership for this, whether it's the first team or the second team. Would he be an excellent leadership? And Original Zero actually has 30% PG gain in his core effect. So you might want to put Original Zero with Rio on the second team and Leona, and I think you would do really, really well. My Gintoki, I'm running the Tekken set, but again, it just didn't seem to help. The only reason I'm using it is because it was one of the best option I had to put on Gintoki for the CP bump. Original Zero, I'm using a Noah set. And Leona, I was using the Ryugo set to help her survivability. Now, as far as characters with the poison effect, so as far as fighters that you can use for the poison damage, as far as Fest versions, the only 2 are Leona 12 and Pretty Big. Those are the only 2 options that you're going to have. And Leona's going to be amazing because she does have HP recovery in her kit, which is going to help deal more damage to the boss. Plus, she's a blue fighter, and she deals poison damage. So she's like the better of both worlds. And as far as the other characters that can actually do this, the first one would be Halloween Zhongfei. Let me find old girl. Halloween Zhongfei, she's a red balance fighter. She'll actually benefit from Kei's leadership, and she does have the poison damage. However, you're going to find these gold border characters can actually die pretty easy. They just don't have the stats that the Fest characters do, which is kind of a real bum deal. And it's one of the things that makes this Immortal Vulkan so freaking hard. But she is an option that you could use. Another option would be All-Star Underworld Yamazaki. Let me see if I can find old boy. Let's see here. Where are you at, buddy? Where are you at? And there he is, right here. And he's also a red defensive fighter, so he'll benefit from Kei's leadership as well. He does deal the poison damage, so he's another option that you could use. Athena in Wonderland is another one. Athena in Wonderland, I actually tested her a little bit, and man, she dies way too easy. This boss is vicious. I mean, she's a purple attack, so she doesn't have the greatest stats. She does have a good leadership, but no PG gain, so I wouldn't recommend her for that. But she does have PG gain in her core effect, and she does deal poison damage, but it's not really that good, so I really wouldn't recommend using her, but she does have it. All-Star Christmas Whip can also deal poison damage. Let me see if I can find old girl. There she is. So Christmas Whip, she's a purple balance fighter. So she isn't going to benefit from the PG gain leaderships, which is kind of a bummer. Like, because I think Rio and Kay are going to be two of the tops for this because of their PG gain, PG rate leadership. But she does deal poison damage on one of her skills, so she actually be, maybe okay for this as well. False Yashiro, who you can actually get from the Epic Quest. There you are. You could use Yashiro. He does have a 3 PG card, but he deals poison damage based on his critical hits. So he's another option that you could use, but he is a green fighter, so he's going to have a type disadvantage against the boss. I wouldn't recommend him. And then you have All-Star Halloween Angel. Oh, and Summer Angel here, she actually can too. She's a red defense fighter, so she'll benefit from Kay's leadership as well. She does have super armor. She does have 2 grab skills. Maybe you could throw the Elizabeth set on her to help that PG gain. But she's a character that you could use for this as well, because she does deal poison damage from her core effect. And you can see increased defense by 6% for 5 seconds. Attacks with 3 deals additional poison damage equal to 5% of attack. So she might be an option for you. Now let's find Halloween Angel. So here's Halloween Angel. She also has poison damage. You could try her. She is a yellow balanced fighter, so she won't have any disadvantage against the boss. All-Star New Year's Vice. So there she is. She is a blue fighter, so she does have the type advantage. I actually, I do have her awakened, and she does have a decent leadership. Increase the fighter's attack by 3%, crit rate by 7%, power charge rate by 10%. So she could be an option for a leadership. The thing about New Year's Greeting Vice is her specials or grab skills, they get canceled really quickly. Plus, she dies super easy because she's an attack type character. But she does have poison damage, and she also has a heal. So she can be one of those characters that have the heal and the poison damage on one of your teams, on your second team, to do that much more damage. But you're going to find she is difficult to keep alive. So I would highly suggest putting a Ryugo set on her, something to really increase her defenses. Maybe the Akane set, so she at least has that 2 seconds immunity at the end. So that's all the characters that I know of that have poison damage on their kits. So New Year's Greeting Vice, Leona 12 are 2 really great characters because they have HP recovery. They're both blue fighters. They both deal poison damage, so both of them would really be good. So all in all, I really don't care about this Immortal Vulkan, to be honest, you guys. I don't really care about it. It's super hard, extremely difficult. It's actually one of those game modes I'm probably not even going to play, to be perfectly honest, because it just isn't worth rewards, because I can't score high enough points. And now some of you are doing better. Some of you have better teams than what I'm offering, because I really think this team here is actually really good for this. Not the best, but really good. I mean, you could put Rio in the leadership and then have 2 blue fighters. You could have Leona 12 for the poison damage, and then another, and the recovery. Then you could have a blue fighter here, and then you could have maybe New Year's Greeting Vice in a leadership here, and then have like maybe Gentoki and the other Leona here for the HP recovery to do more damage. Maybe you could do something like that for a better team. But, we all have to go by what characters we have built the best. But I can tell you guys right now, the Leonas, Leona 12 and Orochi Leona, are really amazing for this. Pretty Big is actually very good for this. This team here, these teams did pretty good for me. But let me know the teams that you're using in Immortal Vulkan. Let me know how you're all feeling about it. The feedback that I'm getting is pretty much the same sentiment that I have for it. We all hate it. It sucks, but it is something else we can play. It does give us reasons to build up other characters. And I do like the fact that Orochi Leona has become relevant. She is a blue fighter. She does have the recovery. And I really like that she's actually become useful, because she wasn't useful for really anything at all before. So it's nice to see that character get some love. It's nice to see that they are trying to make more characters relevant. However, that does put more of a hinder on all of us as far as building our characters. So let me know how you're all feeling about it. And let me know what characters you've gotten, what cards you've gotten. And I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching. Y'all take care and have a good one.